Good morning and happy Tuesday. How is everyone doing today? I'm feeling good. Ready to go. All right, so as always, we'll give everybody here about 3 minutes to join all in, and then we'll get going. All right, just about another minute here. Make sure you have your journals, but if you're joining, you likely already have it already, journal and pen. All right, cool. Let's get going. So first, as always, we're going to start with our connecting to our why meditation. Trading pulls on many of our emotions, and it can be very hard to stay grounded during the trading session, which is why I find it very important to connect to and ground down to your why so that when those tough moments come in trading, then you know what you're doing this for. You know why you walk away. You know why you stick to your plan. So take a minute and get comfortable in your chair. Oh, uncross your legs. Have a little stretch if it's needed. And just take a couple minutes here to relax your body. As we get comfortable and as we focus on our breath, our body just relaxes itself. So now that we've relaxed our body, what we're going to do is we're going to find our mind in our vision, in our imagination, and we're going to connect it to our heart. So take a moment now and find your mind. As we locate our mind, you might see a nice blue glow. If you're more logical, you might see your pink squishy brain in there. But hold that visual, and as you hold the visual, find a little white string and connect it down to your heart. As we relax further and we find that connection to our heart, we'll see a nice green glow, or maybe you'll notice your heart just beating in your chest more. But either way, as you intend to connect to your heart, you will connect to your heart. So now that we've connected to our heart, we can start our grounding exercise. So in trading, everyone talks about the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month they make. They talk about their Lambos and other fancy cars, their nice travels, their expensive dinners. But that's not why you were called to trading. You were called to trading because God put a gift in your heart, and you are not meant to squander that gift working 40 hours a week for someone else. Your gift gives you the freedom to live just as you are and call in abundance. So, as we realize that, what we're going to do now is we're going to live out our perfect day. So, the trading session is over. You just took a loss within your plan. Great job. Now, what are you going to do with the rest of your day? Take a moment now and really visualize that day in your mind. Use your imagination and live out every detail. And as you live out the most granular details of your freest day ever, we're going to open our heart and feel that freedom as big as possible. So as we lean into those emotions, we will allow them to peak and count for 25 seconds. But let's just start the visualization process now. Please visualize your perfect day. So now we visualize that perfect day. Now's the moment to allow those strong emotions to peak. And I'm going to count for 25 seconds. You don't stress, you just enjoy. Halfway there, keep going. Amazing. Great job. So that exercise seems super simple, but what I believe is that if you can see it in your mind, and you can feel it in your body, that reality is already on its way to you. So great job for locking into that reality. Great job for collapsing the timelines. Now take a moment now and wiggle your nose, wiggle your fingers, and just come back into the room. Do it slowly. There's no reason to stress. This whole session is about relaxation. So just calmly and slowly. Perfect. So now we're going to do our journaling session. So take out your journals, grab your pen, and we will get started. So we talk about this a lot on this show, but it's very, very, very important to have one journal and one journal only for journaling. You can do pre-market, post-market in the same journal. It doesn't matter. But as long as you have a physical book where you can write your intentions and your feelings, that's the most important part. Because keeping it all in a book not only gives us our data to flip through super easy, but it also allows us to release the energy through our hands and have it on a physical piece of paper. So open your journal now, please, and write the date. And as we write the date on our paper, we're going to start with our intentions. So the way we do our journaling here is very special. We work with our subconscious mind in order to implant intentions into our mind and into our body for the trading session as if they've already happened. The way we do this is we pick 3 to 4 quick intentions that come just off the top of our head, and we write them down in our journal in the past tense. Writing them in the past tense tricks our mind, tricks our body into believing they've already happened. So that when you come up to the trading session and you are at a crossroads, your body will remember exactly the intention you wrote here. So it makes it much easier to slip in to that profitable version of you. Another little thing we like to add to our intentions is our secret spice of gratitude. So I'll give you a little example. I am so grateful that I waited patiently for my A+ setup. That's a great intention. So take a couple moments now, write out your intentions, and then I will share mine with you once we are all done. All right, I'm done mine. But I'll give you all just another 30 seconds here, and then we'll go over my intentions for the trading session. All right, cool. Everybody done? Yeah! All right, so let's go over my intentions. January 13th, a pre-market journal. All right, so I am so grateful that my current day job has allowed me to trade every day and use my money to have invested in myself. Thank you. I am so grateful that I waited patiently for my A plus setup. My patience has allowed me to be successful in the market. Woo! I actually wrote that. I am so grateful that I had the courage to execute my A plus setup and honor my take profit and stop loss. Great job, Samaya. And as always, I like to write a little thank you, Samaya. Because we honestly do not thank ourselves enough. If anything, we are the constant critic in our own mind. But what I've found is that it's very, very important to thank yourself on this journey. So that being said, we're going to go right into our prayer now. And the way that this works is that we have 2 minutes to pray. The first minute, you will take the time in silence and you will offer your self-gratitude for your trading journey and for how far you've come. Once that minute is over, I will lead us all in a prayer of gratitude. But take this minute now and really give yourself thanks, please. All right, cool. Good job. Thank you for taking that minute to offer yourself gratitude. Now it's my turn. So I'd like to start by saying thank you to me and thank you to you for having the courage to invest in your freedom by working on your trading. God has put trading in our lives because we can be successful with it. It's crossed our path because it's what we are meant to do. In this lifetime, God sent us here to master ourselves so that we may bring in abundance in order to share our gifts with the world. You have a gift in your heart. Maybe you don't know it yet. Maybe you do. But we are all born with a gift that we use to enlighten the people around us. So take a moment now and thank God for your gifts and thank yourselves for being courageous enough to set out on the journey to share them. Thank you. I like that one. That was a good one. All right, cool. So we are about 10 minutes away from market open now. And my little topic for the day is the matrix and how it requires our 9 to 5 energy to survive. So before the Industrial Revolution, before people went off to work every day, well, the fathers went off to work every day, a family had a homestead, they had a household, and they all worked together. Basically, the mom worked inside and the dad worked outside, and all the babies would come in and join in the household chores so that the house would thrive. But as the household thrives and as the family thrives, the matrix dies. When we are not living in grind energy, when we are not living in scarcity, then there is no point for the matrix to exist. The reason why it exists is because us humans were sent here to this world on a mission. Each one of us has a soul that has been dancing around in all the different worlds that this universe has to offer. And as we choose to come back to Earth is where we learn our lessons. Humanity has the option to either thrive or to live in survival mindset. Our governments, our institutions, everything that has built the society that we see requires our energy. We talk about how we spend our money, but do we really focus on how we spend our time and our attention? As from children, we were programmed with this idea that we must work for money. We were programmed with this idea that money is the most important asset. And as we chase money, we forget about time and we forget about intention. And as we slip away from forgetting how important our time is and how important our attention is, this is where we are actually channeling into the matrix and we are keeping it alive. My dream, my goal is to bring my family back to the homestead days. So that every morning we don't wake up to make our food, to make our coffee, to rush out the door and give our lives to someone else. My dream is that we spend our time and we spend our intention with intentions. And the only way that we can do that is by trusting in God that our gifts are more important than the money we are told to chase. So thank you for having the courage to chase your dreams. Your courage, your bravery inspires other people. Maybe you don't know, maybe you don't see it, but our energy flows through our heart, it flows through our body, and it affects those around us. So keep being courageous. You are an inspiration to us all. Thanks. All right, so thank you for giving me that chance to make that speech. And now we can prepare our mind and we can prepare our body for relaxation and our breathing session before we go in to market open. So take another moment, put your feet flat on the ground. Yes, my feet flat on the ground. And as I explain the instructions, just breathe in through your nose. Breathe in, feel it in your spine, and let it go. So the way we do our breathing session is we breathe in through our nose for 7 seconds. As we breathe in, we are calling in all the beautiful, resilient energy from Mother Nature, and we are supercharging our being. As we bring all that energy in, we will feel a staleness in our stomach. As we feel that staleness on our out breath, we are going to let it go. Okay? Let's do it. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. Okay, last one. We're going to make it count. In for 7. Hold for 2. And out for 8. Amazing. Great job, as always, for investing in your trading mindset with my session. Thank you very much for joining. And now it's your turn. Go off, go trade. You have all the knowledge, all the skill, and now your mind and body is primed for success. I love you very much, and I'll see you all tomorrow.